Hi, my name is Sherri, and I teach here at Little Rock Athletic Club in the Racket Club, an all levels flow class. So those of you who've been coming to my class know I always start the class out with an intention. So yoga is about nurturing the body, the mind, and the spirit. And so very deep, rich history there. And so the energetic body or subtle body, there's a line of energy from your pelvic floor to the crown of your head. It's kind of like the psychology of your body. And they're called the chakras. They're little like wheels or discs that spin. And so energetically in yoga, we open those up. So the one we're going to focus on today is the heart chakra, Anahata. And it deals with love. And the opposite of love is fear. So we're going to just kind of embrace our physical practice today to dissipate fear, to embrace love, to let go, let the divine. One of the poses we'll focus on today is King Dancer. That's called Natarajasana. And in the yogic tradition, Shiva was this cosmic dancer. He was a god in the Hindu tradition, and he danced this cosmic dance to remind us that everything changes. Nothing is permanent. This too shall pass. Okay, so he's about, reminding us that, we fear change sometimes. It causes us stress, but other things are created. So we're going to create this practice today to embrace that heart chakra, to embrace love. So I have with me props here, but at home you can get like a book, you can get a belt of some sort if we use these. If you don't have anything, that's okay. So the main thing here is to be comfortable, to come to your edge, to do what's safe for you. So I'll give options and you just do the best thing for you today. Namaste. So start in a comfortable seated position. This is Sukhasana with the right leg in front of the left. If you have any low back issues, you can elevate your hips on like a blanket or on your prop. And just hold onto your knees. And we're going to just come into what we call pranayama. So that's just extending the breath. So alternate nasal breathing. So if you think about your body energetically, you've got the right side, which is masculine. The left side is feminine. So we're going to balance these energies. So take your left hand on top of your left knee. Peace fingers to the right hand to your third eye. And close off your right nostril. Close your eyes. And inhale, a nice full deep inhale through your left. Close off the left and exhale through your right. And then again, inhale through your right nostril. Close it off with your thumb. Exhale through your left. Keep going. So this is a very calming technique. It helps promote relaxation. So just continue this for a few more rounds. The next time you exhale through your left nostril, both palms facing up, keep your eyes closed, just pause here, just absorbing that pranic energy. Prana is your life force. So just much more than just oxygen. It's just what we're going to infuse through our body today. And then slowly open your eyes, take your hands on your knees, inhale a seated cat and cow, lift your heart up, shoulders melt back. Exhale, chin to chest, navel to spine. Keep going. Inhale, deepen that breath. Exhale, release. So traditionally, it's inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose, but just whatever works for you. If your nose is stopped up, just inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And then continuing to awaken the spine, we're going to circle over the left knee and the right knee. Stay rooted into your sit bones. Drop your head. So in this practice, we'll be visiting some back bends. Back bends open up this heart area. They're very energizing. They're medicinal. And then come back to center. Cross the opposite leg in front. Pause here for a moment and reverse the circles. So circling over the right knee, the left knee. So we're just kind of moving, awakening that spine. Good. And inhale, reach up, interlace the hands behind the head, lift the heart up, and then exhale, just round, tap the elbows on the knees. And then again, inhale, lift the heart up, elbows melt back, exhale, tap. 2 more times. Listen to your breath, let your breath be your guide. 1 more time. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, turn and twist. So take your left hand to your right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Gently look over that right shoulder. So the spine moves in many different directions. This is one of them. Inhale, stretch the breath up. Spread your fingers. Exhale, right hand to the left knee. Turn and look over that left shoulder. Inhale, reach up. Even though we're just focusing on the heart chakra, we're really focusing on this whole line of energy along our spine, opening up the chakras from the pelvic floor to the crown of the head. So we're going to open up the throat chakra by coming into a pose called Simhasana. It's lion's breath. So you stick out your tongue, you bring it to your chin, you bulge your eyes, and you roar like a lion. Kind of a funny pose. It always makes me laugh. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come to all fours into tabletop. So this is where at home, again, I didn't mention a blanket, but if you need a blanket for extra cushion under your knees, please find that. And you want to spread your fingers, thumb, index finger, middle finger, grounded onto the mat, top of the feet on the mat. And I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me, because this is engaging the pelvis and the shoulders. So you inhale, sit bone, tailbone lifts up, shoulders go back together. Exhale, round, chin to chest. So we're inhale, coming into effort here, and then we're exhale, releasing. So inhale, lifting the heart up. So this is like our first little back bend. The shoulders melt back together. And then we're just coming into a counter by rounding. And then come back to neutral with the spine. Go ahead and press the hips back towards the heels. Extend the arms out, child's pose, balasana. So this pose is wonderful to do if you need a break. So always honor where you are in your practice. I'm going to give suggestions, but do what's safe for you. And then inhale, come forward to all fours again. Extend the right arm forward. Spread your fingers. Thumb is facing out like you're reaching out from your heart, and extend the left leg back. Finding one thing to focus on. You can tuck those back toes if you want to, whatever creates stability, or keep the top of the foot on the mat. Reach the right hand back to the left foot, greet it. If that's not available, that's where that strap or belt comes in hand. Pause your video if you need to grab your equipment. And then press the foot into the hand. Keep this left hip going down. So this is kind of a form of Dhanurasana, which we'll be visiting today, one of our back bends. This also kind of looks like Natarajasana. And then extend it back behind you, set it down. Press back into child's pose. And we'll do what we call kind of like an undulating child's pose or Chakrabhasana. So inhale, sit bone, tailbone up. Exhale, round, press right back to the heels. So you're undulating the spine, kind of like a wave-like motion. And again, we want to just try to remember this heart chakra. It helps us to stay calm in the center of the storms. It reminds us that we have the ability, tapping into this divine, to stay in the present moment. Come back to center, ground down, release the left hand. Find one thing to focus on. That would be your drishti or gaze. Extend the left foot back or right foot back. Toes are pointing down to the earth. So think about length in every vertebrae. Bend the knee, reach back, greet the hand with the foot or find your strap, pressing the foot into the hand. Kinesthetically, just thinking about where we're going to go later on in the practice. Kind of feeling the shape of some of these poses. And then release down. Big toes together, knees apart, press into wide-kneed child's pose. And then come back up to all fours. So we're going to just do another little balance here. So you want to go ahead and, if you need extra padding, go ahead and grab that. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. We're going to do like Ardha Chandrasana, or I call it Ardha Chandrasana, so half moon. So you want to take your right hand here and extend the left leg back. Turn the toes to the left. You can kickstand this right foot back and extend this left arm. So again, if you need padding on the knee, grab it, reach up. And we call this the Champasana variation. So bend the knee. You can just stay right here, reach, or you can take the hand to the foot, opening up into like a kneeling back bend, opening up that heart center, pushing the mat or the earth away from you with that right hand, grounding into the thumb, index finger, middle finger. And then release out of that. Come to the other side. So you're going to leave the left hand down, kickstand this left foot back, extend the right leg, and reach up. And then reach back. Take the same hand to the foot that's available, or grab your strap, just opening it up. Again, we'll be doing something similar standing, the Nadarajasana. And then now come out of that, come back to your mat, extend the left leg back, extend the right leg back. You're in plank asana. Shoulders over the wrists, lengthen through the heels. Feel that girdle of energy around your belly, hinging at the hips, lift up into your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Bend one knee and then the other knee. Walking the dog. Lengthen both heels down. Push the mat away from you. Roll the biceps into your ears. Melt the heart back towards your thighs. So we're going to start our sun salutations, but before we do, inhale, lift up the right leg, bend the knee, and open up the hips. So turn that right knee up towards the ceiling. Come up on the ball of the left foot, and then lower the heel. Re-extend that right leg. Inhale the left leg up, bend the knee, open up the hips so the knee is going up towards the ceiling. And then release it down. Walk to the front of your mat. We'll have opportunity to jump later. Come up on the ball of the foot, ground the feet. Inhale, come all the way up into mountain pose, Tadasana. Hands to your heart. So a mudra is, it's a gesture that helps seal in the practice. So we're going to come to the heart chakra mudra, lotus mudra. Heel the hands together, pinkies and thumbs, and open up this mudra in front of your heart. So there is a chant in yoga, Om Namah Shivaya. It just means God lives in the lotus of my heart. So we're just opening up this internal imaginary lotus. opening up this heart chakra. Anahata is the name of it. The color's green, like the beautiful green that we're seeing out in the springtime. So we'll go into Surya Namaskar. So release your hands into Tadasana. Feet can be hip width apart or big toes together, heels slightly apart. So ground into your big toe, little toe, inner heel, and outer heel. Surya means sun, Namaskar means to honor. So we're just evoking and honoring this beautiful light that's within us. This light that we activate with this heart chakra or with yoga, just to dissipate fear and embrace love. Inhale, reach up. Interlace your fingers behind your back, lengthen towards your tailbone, shoulders melt together, slightly bend your knees and fold into your legs. Releasing your hands, place them on your shins. Inhale, lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back. We're coming into a high lunge. You're going to stay low with your hands. So no need for a blanket yet. We will be going into a low lunge here in a minute. And then ground that right hand. Inhale the left arm up into a twist. Circle the wrist. Both directions. We're just getting warmed up. And then release down. Step back into plank. From plank, come down to your knees. 8-point pose, chest, chin. Pause here in Ashtanga Asana. And then come all the way to your belly. Come to your forearms into Sphinx. So the arms are about forearms apart or shoulder width apart, and like the number 11. Spread your fingers. Pull your hands apart. Pull the elbows towards your ribs. Energetically lift your heart up. And then tuck the toes, press into forearm plank. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Ground into your hands, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open up the hip like we did earlier. Re-square the hip. Bring the knee to the nose, round. Just pause here. Keep that heel going towards the buttock, keep the knee going up. Inhale, extend it. Exhale, knee to the outside of the left arm, touch. Inhale up. Exhale, right arm. And then inhale up, set it down. You can always come into child's pose in between sides. So just again, monitor your breath. Inhale, monitor your practice. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Exhale, knee to nose, round. Inhale, extend. Outside of the right arm, touch. Inhale, extend. Left arm. And then extend it back. Bring it all the way through for that lunge. Pause here. Take the left hand close to the right foot. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, release down. Step forward into your forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. So adding on, if you need a mat, we're going to be in a low lunge. Place it in the middle of your mat. Protect your knees. Surya Namaskar variation. Inhale, come into chair pose, Utkatasana. So sit in your chair, navel in, tailbone lengthening, and cactus the arms. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, cactus. Extend the arms back behind you. And then just fold into your legs. Hands on the shins, lift up halfway. And then step the right foot back into that lunge. Walk the toes back, lower to the top of the knee. Uncurl the toes. Interlace the fingers on top of that left knee. So the hips are not right over the knee. That's a lot of pressure on the knee. They're going forward to stretch this muscle called the psoas muscle to kind of prepare us for some back bends. Reach the arms up. Good. Watch the palms touch. Good. Good. And then now take your hands to your ribs. Lift the ribs off the hips. Feel a little more stretch right here. Take them all the way up, caging the heart. And then thumbs into the armpits. Lift up a little bit more. Lean back. And then hands to your heart. Cactus the arms. Turn to the left. Take that right elbow, let it just hover, and then bring the left hand on top. You're still hovering, little prayer twist, and then let the right elbow touch. Turn the thumbs in, or the fingers in towards the heart, and look over that left shoulder. Anjaneyasana with a twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. So bring the right hand down and bend that right leg. Reach back with the left hand. And this is where you might want to pause and get your strap, or see if you can reach the opposite hand to the foot, turning and looking over that left shoulder. And then release. Lift the leg up. Make your way back into your plank. And we're coming down. The vinyasas aren't going to be our traditional vinyasas. We're just doing a little creative connection here. Vinyasa is about connection. So come forward to your knees, chest, chin, all the way to your belly, to your forehead. And like we did in chair pose, extend the arms back, palms facing down. And we'll build up Shalabhasana, so coming into another back bend. Pressing into the hands, lift up the heart and chest. Keep the feet down, lift up the kneecaps. The gaze is at your nose, kind of feeling the heart beating a little bit faster. So that heart is energetically about giving and receiving. And now lift your hands up, lift the feet up, extend the arms out into a T position, and then swim the hands toward each other, thumbs facing up for 3, 2, 1. Ground the hands, tuck the toes, come up into Plankasana. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. So we're going to kind of do that same opening up the hip, but we're going to add on to flip dog. So it's very important to get the foot as close to the knee as possible, coming to the outside edge of the standing foot. So you have the option to do this, or you can just stay right here, lifting the left leg up, bending the knee, or shaving the ball of the foot right behind the right leg, coming to the ball, keeping this right leg straight, outside edge of that right foot, and lifting up the left arm. Take your left hand to your heart and roll it open, pushing the mat away from you with that right hand. And then release. Inhale that leg back up, 3-limb downward dog. Set it down. Other side. Inhale. Bend the knee. Open up. Stay here, or get this foot no more than hip width apart from this left leg. Come to the ball of the foot, outside edge of the foot. This helps protect the SI joint with these feet being near the knees. Lift the right arm up and extend. Hand to the heart. Gauging that heart chakra. Anahata. Lift it up. Inhale. And you're going to try, what you're going to do maybe, an option is lift this knee up, come all the way around. Woo. And then walk the left knee back, come into your low lunge. So interlace the fingers. Uncurl the toes on that back foot. Look around, see that it's straight back behind you. Sinking into the hips, opening up this big muscle right here that helps with back bends, with walking, with forward folds, called the psoas muscle. And then now, like we did before, lift those ribs off the hips. Massage the ribs right around the heart center. Lift them up. Thumbs, like you're overalls on in your armpits, and then I'll reach your arms up. Watch the palms touch, saluting the sun, Surya Namaskar, inviting that light. Lean back, hands to the heart. Cactus the arms. So the shoulder blades are going together. Heart is engaged. And then now turn towards that right leg. And then let the left elbow just hover. Bring the right hand close. We're still hovering. And then now touching for your twist. Turn the fingers in towards the chest. Stay connected to that breath. So to let go of thinking about the past, the future, engage the breath. Think about the breath. It helps you to stay in the present moment. And then inhale, reach up. So if you need to pad, and you also have the option, if you don't have a blanket handy, to fold your mat. And we're going to bend this leg, reach around with the right hand, just kind of opening up that quadricep. You are doing great. I'm just so pleased to be able to help you open up this heart center physically, energetically. And then release out of that. Come back to your plank asana. Spread your fingers. And let's do a chaturanga. So first, let's come to the knees. Lift the ankles up, cross them. So chaturanga is something that it's important to do the correct alignment. So you want to come forward and down, elbows shave by the ribs. So then you push up. So we'll do 3 of those. 2 and 3. Come back up to plank. Stay on the balls of your feet. Lower your hips. Lift your heart up into upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. Downward facing dog. Let's up the ante a little bit. Inhale, come forward into plank. Come forward and down into chaturanga. You can bring your knees down. And then push up into upward facing dog. Top of the feet on the mat this time. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Grab opposite hand to elbow. Just hang out here in your forward fold. Slightly bend your knees. Ragdoll. Just rocking right and left. And then place your hands on your hips with a nice elongated spine. Inhale, come all the way up. All right. So, before we go into some standing poses, bring your feet to the edges of your mat. And we're just going to kind of embrace our inner goddess. We talked about Shiva, Natarajasana, being this cosmic dancer of the universe. So now we're going to embrace this goddess in yoga named Durga. And she is this goddess that it has strength, does not have fear, defeats all obstacles out there. So let's come into goddess pose or form of malasana. So toes are pointing out like on a clock to 2 and 10. Slide your hands down your knees and then just kind of sway. Getting into the second chakra a little bit. And then bring your hands to your heart. Lift up the right heel. Lift up the left heel. Sink a little bit lower. Set both heels down. So just kind of feel the stillness now in your practice. Been moving. Now we're just balancing that energy. Coming into some goddess energy, some moon energy. And then straighten the legs, toes parallel. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Turn the toes out, star pose. Just spread your fingers, spread the toes. Just feeling the light of the stars in the sky. Hands back to the heart. Coming into goddess pose. So take your peace fingers, make sure your knees are pressed back towards your baby toes, tailbone lengthening, spine elongated. So we're gonna again open up that throat chakra, because once you activate the heart, the compassion, the loving kindness, ahimsa, you communicate it through the throat chakra. So we're gonna do a kriya, ha kriya. So the thumbs represent the ego, which aren't always bad, unless they get in the way of our divineness, right? So we're gonna inhale our arms up, and then exhale, ha! 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 One more. Ha! Good. Interlace the fingers behind the back, parallel the feet, fold. Good job. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, come up. We'll repeat that one more time. Toes out, hands to the heart. Come into your goddess pose. Durga, or whatever goddess you might be. You might be the goddess today, your name. My name's Sherri. Goddess Sherri. So just have fun, be lighthearted. We get really serious in life. Yoga helps us to be playful. So, arms go out in front this time, hands around the thumbs. Inhale here, exhale, ha! Ha! Two more. Ha! Ha! Very good. Smile. Toes parallel, hands to your heart. Come back on your mat, mountain pose. All right. So let's come into some standing pose flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Walk out into your downward facing dog. Pause here. We're going to come into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bring it all the way through. So you're back into that lunge where we were before. So it's going to be heel to arch. So you may want to walk the right foot to the left an inch or two, ground the left foot, and then open up into Warrior 2. Good. So I'll just face you. Good. Peace fingers in the inside of that knee. Press it towards the baby toe. Open up. And then turn that right palm up. Reverse your warrior. Inhale back to Warrior 2. Left hand to the hip. Straighten that right leg. Reach with the right hand. Take it to the ankle. Or this is where you have a block. You can place it on the inside, the outside. And just like that lotus flower, pause here for a moment. Just dip that shoulder down. And then roll it open like a flower. Lift the arm up. And then come back down. Come back into Warrior 2. Nice, strong warrior. And then release down. Find your way into your downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. This time come down to knees, chest, chin. Extend your arms back behind you. And extend your right arm forward only. Keep pressing into your left hand, the left foot. And you're going to lift up the right arm, the right leg. Good. You're going to reach around, take the right hand to the right foot, and lift it up. And then now stretch out the left arm. So this is kind of marrying Shalabhasana and Dhanurasana, and lift up the left foot. So same hand to foot, rolling that shoulder back. And then now come out of that, right hand on top of left, forehead down. What's your breath doing? What is your heart doing? Just check in. Feeling that organ of compassion. And then now, other side. So extending the right arm, left arm reaches back to the left foot. And then now, lifting up the left knee, rolling the left shoulder back, lifting up the right arm, the right foot. So Ardha Dhanurasana with a little bit of Shalabhasana. And then release out of that. Come to all fours. And we're going to come into Anahata Asana. So walk your knees back and walk your hands to the edge of the mat. And stick your booty up like an inchworm. Push the mat away from you. Forearms stay up. Come down. If it doesn't bother your forehead, bring your forehead to the mat. Or your chin. Depends on your neck. Keep the forearms up, and then now try to ground the forearms. So we're stretching the back of the heart here. Inhale to all fours. Start circling the hips. So just coming into a moving, undulating like cat and cow. So just moving that whole spine. So the spine is what's key in yoga. Everything innervates off the spine. So we're circling these hips clockwise. And then I'll reverse that circle. And then come back to neutral. Tuck your toes, downward first facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Inhale, left leg lifts. Get all the way through, ground the heel, open up into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. So heel to arch, you may need to walk that left foot over to the right. Take the peace fingers, press that knee, always being your own little inner teacher to that baby toe. Let's engage the shoulders, palms up, shoulders melt down. Now turn the wrist, nice. And then now reverse. Finding that gratitude for being right here in this present moment. Inhale, come up. Right hand to the hip, straighten this left leg, and let the triangle pose unfurl. This is a wider stance. Sometimes you can do triangle, moving this back leg, but we're doing a wider leg. Turning that back foot in, rolling the shoulder open, and then lifting the arm up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Tri means three, T-R-I. So we're just embracing those three energies of our body, mind, and spirit. And then release down. Come to the ball of your foot. Step back into your plank. So here you have the option. Come down to your knees. So just watch me first. You can, of course, grab that strap if you need it. We're going to do Dhanurasana twice. You can come back into that half Dhanurasana and then lift up all the limbs. Or we're going to come into the full Dhanurasana twice. So I'll do the full twice, and remember your options. So you're going to just come to your forehead for a minute. Just pause. Bend the knees. So the knees are no more than hip width apart. And you're going to reach your hands back to your feet or your strap and hold on to the feet. Bow your head, so keep length in your neck. And then now, lift up the knees like we did in that spinal balance on all fours. Press the feet into the hands like you're trying to straighten your legs. Shoulder blades open up. They come together. Navel into the spine. Inner thighs opening up, creating space for the sacrum. And then release. Cross the right hand over the left, forehead to the hand. So this second one, we're going to have a little playful action with it. So you can come back to the second one, you can come back to that Ardha, or you can do Parsvadhanurasana. So it kind of reminds me of being a kid, rolling around on the ground, on the mat. So just, be careful. That's fun. So you're going to reach back, same little action we just did. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, you're going to roll to the left. Right, smash my microphone. And then come back to center. Lift up in between. And then roll to the right. And come back to center. And release. Let's neutralize the spine by pressing back into child's pose. Bring your hands back by the hips into embryo. Just extending the arms back. Interlace the fingers behind you. We'll come into rabbit pose, unless it bothers your neck. So this is kind of like a little mini inversion. It's where we let all the blood go to the head. Just activating that crown chakra a little bit. So lengthen the hands to the tailbone. Roll up to the crown of the head. If you have a ponytail or barrette, remove it. So we call this amrita or nectar. So just imagine and visualize this beautiful white light, this nectar infusing into the crown of your head, going all the way down your spine, just really swirling around into that heart chakra. And then release out of that. And sit up in Vajrasana for a moment. So one thing about this pose, this is where a block is nice to place under the sit bones, hands to your heart. Inhale, open up into the cactus. Exhale, right arm underneath left, palms together. If that's not available, forearms together. And lift the elbows up. And then tilt those elbows to the right and bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale back to center, open back up into that cactus. And then turn your palms to face you and bring the forearms in. Bring the hands together into that lotus mudra. Bring them in front of the heart. Cactus, inhale. Exhale, left arm underneath right or forearms together. We're just stretching out these muscles in the back called the rhomboids. Press the forearms towards me. And then tilt the forearms to the left. Bring the right ear to the right shoulder. And then open back up. All right, so you have your block, and we're going to come into that kind of standing pose flow again and add on with the option of Ardha Chandrasana and Champasana. So we'll go from Warrior 2 to Triangle, and then kind of rebend the knee and come into Ardha Chandrasana with the option of the hand to the foot. So what I'll do is turn my mat so you can see a side view. So I take your prop, your block, your book. I love using blocks because my hand, I just feel more stable with it. So if you don't have a prop, that's perfectly okay. All right, so you want the block about maybe 10 inches in front of your baby toe. So I'm going to put it off my mat. So we'll just start in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinging from the hips, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. So I promised you a jump, so you can do it in 1, 2, 3 steps, or you can just hop back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Good. Pause there for a second. Stay rooted and grounded into your feet. This is a balance pose, so you really want to press into the big toe mound of that right foot. You want to find something to gaze at. Take the left hand to the hip. Start straightening that right leg. Reach out just to get that stability in that back leg. This little bend. Take the hand to the block. Lift this left leg up. So my hip is open. The toes aren't turned down, but they're turned out to the side. This foot is pointing straight ahead. And then take the option of the arm. The Champasana variation. And a lot of times for me, if I slightly bend this knee, I can get my hand to the foot. So we've been here before, hand to foot several times. And then you gingerly open up into this back bend. It's called candy cane pose. Ardha Chandrasana, Champasana. And then from there, we're gonna reach back with that left leg. We're gonna parallel our feet, hands to the hips, come all the way up. Make sure your feet are wide enough, about underneath the creases of your wrist. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Lengthen to your tailbone, lift your heart up, and fold. So let this kind of be a resting pose. And then releasing your hands. Toe heel your feet in a little bit closer. So we're gonna do Skandasana in between. So the toes are turned out, and you can just like come here, so like planes. So you can, let's just all start in a higher plane. So we're just swaying. So this would be the high plane, middle plane, and then low plane, depending on your knees. So you're gonna come all the way over to one side, come up on the heel. This is a lot of flexion, so be careful. You can lift up on the ball of the foot. It may not be available, so honor where you are. And then you're just gonna come to the other side. So remember the options, always coming to your edge, always being safe. And then now we'll go back and forth. So you can stay up here, going back and forth. You can come low, you can use your hands. The most challenging is not to use your hands. But again, be safe. Injury happens when that ego takes over. So we want to honor our body. And then now you're going to come all the way back around. You're going to find your way into downward dog. You're going to inhale, come forward into plank. Vinyasa of choice. So we've done a lot of back bends. You can do knees, chest, chin. You can come into a cobra. You can come into chaturanga, upward facing dog, sphinx. I'm going to come forward and down into chaturanga all the way to my belly. I'm going to lift up into like a medium cobra, kind of saving my energy. Downward facing dog. Transfer that block over to the left. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bring it all the way through. Warrior 2. So my back's to you. Ground into the outside edge of that back foot. Right hand to the hip. Start straightening that front leg, reaching out. Finding that block, slight bend, get grounded in that left foot, take the block or your book, and lift the right leg up. Lift the arm up. One side might be more available than the other. You can stay right here or come into the Champasana variation. releasing out of that. You're going to come into your wide leg. I'm going to face you again. Wide leg, forward fold. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, just slide your hands down your legs. Place your hands under your chin and just hang out here. Go ahead and grab opposite hand to elbow. And then placing your hands on your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Come to the front of your mat to mountain pose. All right, so we've got about 12 more minutes. For those of you who, I'm going to show you one more variation, who want to up your ante a little bit. We're going to do one more balance called side plank. That's plenty. So my philosophy in yoga, or yoga philosophy, it's not about the hardest pose. It's not about the end pose. It's the journey. So this is kind of adding on to the journey a little bit. So we're going to come into side plank, and you have the options just to stay there, or you can come into Kapinjalasana. So as I move my mat, I'm going to move it back to the camera. So it's going to look like this, and I'm going to give you some options. So from the back of your mat, inhale, reach up. Exhale, walk out into your plank asana. You can take your right hand to the center of the mat, right knee down, kickstand that right foot back, and come into this variation. This is perfect. Right where you are. You're really opening up that heart. The hands are a connection. It's like a meridian in Chinese yin yang, a meridian that goes from hand to hand right through the heart. Or you can stack the feet in front of each other. Option 2. Stack the feet. Option 3. Kapinjalasana is like that Champasana. You can bend the knee, take the hand to the foot, really ground into the outside edge of that back foot, and open into your Kapinjalasana. Bird drinking pose or something like that. And then to come out of it, kind of that wild thing, back of the foot down, lifting the arm up. And let's go straight to the other side before we wear out. Downward dog. Back will be to you again. So you can kind of see the back version. Plank. Left hand to the center. Again, the option, knee down, foot down, arm up. Foot in front or feet stacked. Or Kapinjalasana. Hand to foot, hold on to the foot, bring it back, open up the heart, push the mat away from you, come out of it into Parsavashisthasana or wild thing. And then now, come into a nice deserved child's pose. Inhale to all fours. Cross your ankles behind you. And come to a seat. So we've done a lot of back bends. We're going to do some forward folds, just a counter. Whoa, lost my microphone. Sorry. Here we go. Just to counter these back bends. There we go. All right. I'm all organized with the microphone. So, come into Dandasana. This is like the precursor to seated meditation, seated forward folds. So you roll your thighs in, you're on your sit bones. Again, you can elevate your hips. We're just going to come into diamond pose. So just remember about that light, evoking that light. So place the soles of your feet together. So it looks like an extended Baddha Konasana. It's called Tarasana. Dive your hands under your calves, place them on top of your feet, and then just bow down.
Stay connected to your breath, inhaling and exhaling. This might be a time to come back to that intention at the beginning of the class, the heart chakra. Forward folds, we bring the energy back in. It's about a balance. You know, the heart is about giving, but it's also about receiving. It's about love and loving yourself first. So the intention, or the sankalpa in yoga, is not just on the mat, but it's to take it off the mat into the world, to let go of fear. Because once you let go of fear, all that's left is love. And then inhale, come up.
Good. So now coming into Baddha Konasana, walking the feet in, interlacing the fingers around the feet. Knees lengthen out. Inhale, lift your heart up. Bending the elbows. Fold. You can place the elbows on the knees. You can walk the hands out. If you have like a pillow, you can put it down on top of your feet. Just folding and opening up the hips. Sometimes with the heart chakra, we have to be reminded that we have this ability to have this inner connection to the love, the divine, the higher self, whatever you want to call it, and tap into that resource. So walk the feet forward, come onto your back, and hug your knees into your chest. Get ready for Shavasana here. Just rock right and left. Take your peace fingers to your big toes for happy baby pose. So it's like that goddess pose. The feet are turned out to 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Knees are going towards the armpits, tailbones going down towards the earth. So this is called Ananda Balasana. It means blissful baby. So it's just kind of a reminder to just kind of come into that place of being a nice, happy baby. And then hug the knees in. Cactus those arms again. A real simple twist before we come into Shavasana. Bring both knees over to the left. Take the right hand on top of the left knee and just look over that right shoulder. Or look over whatever shoulder promotes the best relaxation. And then come back up. Inhale. Exhale the knees over to the right, looking over the shoulder that makes you feel the most relaxed. And then come back to center. Give yourself one big squeeze. Bring your forehead to your knees. And then extend the legs out into Shavasana. Very important to complete the practice with this pose. It's where we integrate the fruits of the practice. So the quintessential Shavasana, the feet are flopped out, shoulders tucked under, palms facing up, eyes closed. So I'll be in Shavasana with you for a few minutes, and then I will read a quote at the end of class before we come up and say namaste. go ahead and take your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your left hand, and just pause here. And if you're at home, you certainly can pause the video for a longer Shavasana, 10-minute Shavasana, just whatever helps you to complete the practice. So feeling the connection to this heart, just remember about the heart chakra, this place where we embrace love, we let go of fear, like the cosmic dancer, like Shiva. This too shall change, this too shall pass. So our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't benefit the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people the permission to do the same. As we liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. This was Nelson Mandela, his inaugural speech in 1994. So come up to a seated position, bring your hands to your heart center, and we'll close the practice by taking 3 deep breaths. 1 to honor the body for where it is, for where it needs to be. 1 for the mind, for peace of thought, loving kindness, compassion for ourselves and others. And 1 for the spirit, letting the divine in us honor and greet the divine in everyone else. Shanti, namaste. Thank you. And there's another class following this at 2 o'clock.